Hey, what's up? So in this video, I'll talk about dynamic imports and loading modules on demand. So I know I said that we will start on React, but let's just skip this for now. I will do it later, but this is something much more important. So let me show you just something that could be a concern and how dynamic imports actually solve it. So if I type npm run start, and remember, we installed Snowpack as a development dependency, then we hooked it up with npm scripts by creating an alias called start, and that start will just point or will just run Snowpack from the node modules with the dev command, which will save this project, or yeah, will save this project in a static server from Snowpack. As simple as that. So npm run start, as you can see, it's in port 8080. And this, by the way, this IP address is when you want to see it on your local network. So you can actually open this in your mobile with this link if you are connected to the same network, which is very nice. Yeah, that's it. So this is our current state. We are logging these functions from Lodash and loading jQuery. If you go to the network and click JavaScript, you will see that jQuery have been loaded as a web module from this URL. And this is possible because Snowpack will actually modify our code, our import statements, to point to the web module it got generated from Snowpack. So Snowpack will see that you are loading stuff from node modules. It will get them, convert them into a web module, then change your code to import that web module. So far, we already seen all of this. What the concern is, in a realistic example, let's say just a small example, a small project, you will have maybe 200 files, right? Maybe 20 packages, who knows, right? And each file you open it, it will be like maybe 10 lines of import statements. Imagine if these are 20, imagine if these are like 10 different packages with maybe another 5 files. Imagine if all of these have been loaded just like this. So let's say we have 200 files in your project, JavaScript files, and let's imagine the first time I loaded my website, 200 files have been loaded into the JavaScript. 200 JavaScript files have been loaded. I think this could be very slow, and this could be like a concern if you are, this could be a concern actually. So a way to solve it is dynamic imports. Let me just show it to you with a very simple example. Is the click listener. So I want on a click on a button to load Lodash, for example. I want load it like this after a click on a button. So it's very easy actually. So let's create a button here with an ID my button, and here click me. And let's come here and remember I'm loading this as a module, this file. So let's choose jQuery and attach an event listener on click, and let's actually try to put this here. So before I save, this syntax won't work. You can't type this syntax inside a function. It's these kind of syntax. This syntax should be only here. Okay, so you can't type it inside a function or a class or anything. So if I try to save this, and this will actually break, as you can see. But to do it, you will use the import function like this, and give it Lodash, then .then. This accepts a callback function. So let's console log what returned here. So I'll name it res. Let me just comment this. Format the code, and let's just check it. So no errors, and let me clear the network tab. Now click on this. Now Lodash will be loaded. So again, let me refresh the page. These are all the JavaScript files have been loaded. Forget about these HMR or inject. We are only interested in jQuery. This is actually what will be loaded eventually. Just jQuery here and the index.js. Now no Lodash. When I click on this, Lodash will be loaded. Let's go to the console. You will see we have a module here. So these are all the functions from Lodash. They are so big. So let's just do the same thing here, but not with import, by destructuring this from the response. And since the response will be Lodash, so you can actually do this. Oh yeah, you can't actually, this underscore won't be available outside this function, right? So you need to put that here. And let's now console log these. If this was confusing, I will just recap it in a moment, but let's just continue. So again, if you go to the network tab, you won't see anything that have anything to do with Lodash. Now click on the button, Lodash will be loaded, go to the console, now the functions are here. So this is very interesting, and I think this is the actual way you will end up writing code with the Snowpack. You will load stuff only when you need them, which is super powerful. I think this is, yeah, I think I really like this. I hate importing everything one time and just then start writing code or executing my code. And yeah, this is much more better. So, and if you don't like the then syntax, you can actually create an asynchronous function and do this on board, or sorry, you can do this const destructure and import from Lodash. You can destruct all of these functions and just console log them. I think this is much more cleaner, but yeah, you need to await that. I hope you are familiar with the promises. So refresh, I will clear the network tab. Now Lodash will be loaded. We have the functions. So this is much more realistic example. And let me do something that I think you will ask. So let me create another file, and in that file we will import, yeah, I'll just show you the code. I think it's much more, it will make much more sense. So inside my index, I will create a file called utils.js, and let's install a simple package. I think this, I showed it to you, I think. I can't remember, to be honest. Yeah, I can't remember. But anyway, so let's install a package called, yeah, it's this package. Canvas confetti. Yeah, canvas confetti. So inside our utils, I will create the actual on-click handler here. I will do it here. So export const on-click. This will be a function. I will import the canvas confetti, then .then. Here we will have the package. I will call it confetti like this. And I will just copy paste some code from the confetti documentation like this. And let's go to inside our index and let's import, or yeah, we can actually do it here. So we can import from utils. Oops. What's going on? Yeah, from utils you can import on a click, but this will make this file loads when the browser loads. I want actually to do this. So const import from utils, and I will await that promise and destruct the onClick function from the module that will be returned. Let me remove that, and now I will call onClick. So yeah, I think this is much more realistic than the example than the previous one. So I am importing a file only on a click, or I am importing a web module when I clicked on the function, on the button, and that web module inside of it, or that function, will actually import another module. Which, yeah, I think that's maybe a better example. So let's go to the network tab. So click, you'll see two files will be loaded. The first one is the utils, which contains the code that will point to the Canvas Confetti web module and import it dynamically, and that will be loaded, and you'll see this animation. And yeah, the interesting thing, when I hit click again, the utils module and the Canvas Confetti web module won't be loaded again, only one time. This is super nice. So you don't need to handle these kind of cases. The browser understands that you are trying to load the same thing, so it won't load it again. So yeah, I think this is it for web modules, or for dynamic imports, sorry. I hope this was useful. I think this is very interesting. I'm very excited actually to use this in a real project. I think it will be very, very, very nice. Yeah. Especially, I really like this, the idea that I can only import code when I only need it. Not only, I can import code when I need it. Yeah, I like this.